If your beauty routine needs motivation, pause. It's already too much. Let's pause right there. I do not mean too much in a cute little aesthetic way. I don't mean too much in like a cute little aesthetic way. I mean functionally, emotionally, structurally, like the main things, right, of life. And the thing is, high maintenance beauty looks so good online. It's sold to us so well online that you really do start to confuse that with skincare, right? That's skincare nuts. And in real life, what it ends up doing is 11:47 p.m., you're standing in the mirror like, what's going on with my skin? What just happened? Why are we back here again? But it's okay. We all get sold the things. We all get sold the things. And sometimes it does work for us. It doesn't mean anything that gets sold to us is bad. But in the hyper loop of self-care now, being the new trigger word, we've lost the plot. Self-care is now veered into social classist ways. But I'm not going to get into all that. That's another conversation. So yeah, I didn't... Ooh, I don't need to do the other ones. I went over with my NARS concealer. And I really didn't. I just simplified my routine because I got lazy. I simplified it because I got strategic. There comes a time in every woman's life, you just gotta realize how much time, resources am I putting into this and what's the revenue? Like, what is my return on investment? Because where are we going and how are we getting there? There comes a time you just have to think about those things. It's time. And honestly, at some point, I realized something very uncomfortable. My cabinet looked like a museum of good intentions. Of course, I mean, that's where they all start. Maybe this new miracle product is going to do that for me. It may do it. It may do it. Every product, backstory. Every product was a phase in my life. Every product, worked. Maybe, at some point. That's what I told myself, right? Because we all have to justify why we are the way we are, right? And I think this is the same rhetoric that I had with fashion. It's the same thing. If you've curated your closet, you're not constantly going back and forth on this whole idea of keeping up with the trends, keeping up with what's new. You don't need to know what's new. You know what works. And since obviously, okay, now let's go in with what's going on our Hula. Most beauty routines, are they designed to work? Of course not. They want to engage. Money. Engaged. That's what they're here for. Let me get a little bit more exposure on this. Get a little bit more concentration on there with this brush. I want really caking in there. It's okay. Do more caking in than you think you need to. That's the trick. You see how that just magnified everything? It is. It is. And brands keep us engaged with launches and engaged with trends. Obviously. Like, the next one's going to be the right, of course. The moment you think you've arrived, someone's going to drop a new step. 100%. A new step is coming out tomorrow. A new serum, a new rule that says, oh no, babes, you're not done yet. Again, what now? Right? What now? Where do we come from here? Again. So obviously, suddenly we're getting back on track. Again. And honestly, this phrase alone should make you pause. What's the need? What's this drive to get back on track? We're just living and should be thriving in the routine of simplicity. Because if it's not a system, we're in a performance. It's a show. And here's what I guess most people obviously don't want to be hearing. The truth. It's beauty only works under perfect conditions. Is life perfect? No. You have perfect sleep, perfect workouts, perfect routine, perfect everything. When I know that very well, I'm going to sleep in because I probably went to sleep late. I should have gone to sleep early. I know myself. Miss Curly was on socials or, maybe doing content, but doing something. Sleep is important. It really is. I'm not sleeping. Where are we going for that? Where are we going? And in real life, you have deadlines. We have stress. And days where you're literally just hanging on by a thread. Hello. So if our routine is only working when everything is calm, life is great, that's the only time your routine is doing what it needs to do. Girl. All right. Now we know better. So we can do better. That's life. We all can learn and be what? Better. Yes. The change for me was really this. The shift for me was realizing what works best has to function like an infrastructure. Literally has to be not inspiration, not motivation, what did I say? Infrastructure, a system, something that ties something else to something else. So there's some accountability in your system. Simplify processes, ideally. You don't wake up every day grateful for plumbing, right? Because it just works. Same. You don't wake up every day hoping your Wi-Fi reconnects because it just works. And that's the thing. I don't want these routines that need a hype, like a good playlist and hype team, right? I just want something simplified that would stand in the gap for me and truly show up for all the phases, the stresses, and everything of the actual day-to-day. That mindset changed everything. To be honest with you, I stopped asking, oh, is this exciting? It's fine. I want predictability, not excitement necessarily. I'm not interested in routines that punish me for having a life because I have to do a twist-up routine. And if I don't do it, then I'm breaking out. Why? I don't need beauty that sparkles a woman to go on vacation or say, God forbid. She like, this is where I come back. A little trick I like to call, they don't know this, but I do. Like little trick I like to do is I just need something that holds my nervous system together when life gets stressful. That's just like part of life. Hopefully not a lot of times, but that's life. So I know my purpose to disappear the moment I stop micromanaging, because you have to micromanage these 12-step programs, right? I don't have time for that. And I don't need that. I don't want that. I did it in my 20s. It didn't get me where I wanted to go personally, so I gotta stop. And this is what surprised me. When I stopped doing high maintenance beauty, guess what? My skin calmed down. My skin stopped swinging between these crazy extremes. Thank God. And what really changed for me, I stopped thinking about beauty all day. That is the real glow up you want. You're not constantly chained to something. That is what freedom is. The ability to not even have to stress about something because it's not even something you think about. Freedom. High maintenance beauty is marketed as luxury, but real luxury is sustainability at the end of the day. Luxury is not managing yourself every single day. Luxury is having something that holds and can be used and worn and reused and stand the test. So that's why every beauty choice now that I make has to run its place. Not emotionally, not aesthetically, but structurally. So this isn't about doing less to do less. It's about choosing systems that respect your time, your energy, and your lifestyle. Your real life, your actual day-to-day lived experience. I'm so happy to be in the era of wellness and just like regulating our nervous system rather than constant chasing of self-care that we've been sold to so much over and over again recently. So now, if this resonated with you, the rest of my channel goes a bit deeper. From hair to skincare to beauty and fashion, and just how I think of those things as a long-term investment. Because the goal is never perfection. It doesn't exist. The goal is building something that actually lasts. Something that really holds for you. Something that really holds for you, especially when you have those low energy times in your life, when the stress is high, and all you need is for, everything to go smoothly. This is how you do that. You want to build something that holds even when you can't and life doesn't, when life is stressful. Yeah, this is just a quick little, if you're having some thoughts recently. If you're interested in this, subscribe to the channel. And then let's see you later. All right, and that's it. I just set this baby with time for me to go get some dinner.